Welcome to Beyond Our Focus. I'm Stefan, this is Amanda, and this is Breaking Prisms, where we go over Black Mirror, which we're done with, so go check that out. It was awesome. We go over Love, Death, and Robots, coming out Thursday. We're on the 9th episode as of recording this one, and today we are going over The Twilight Zone, episode 25. Sure.
Yeah, it's because we looked something up. I was looking up the plot earlier.
Episode 25. People are like all over.
Woo!
It is October. I want to say August for some reason. October 22nd.
We're going back in time.
You never know. And this episode is about a pair of gentlemen going to Mars. Did they ever say why they were going to Mars?
No.
Great.
All I know is that he was one of the guys is a biologist, and they needed his mind. So I assume this is their first exploration into Mars.
Yeah, no real other explanation. No explanation of why we're somehow only sending two people.
Yeah, that's
to man the ship for everything. Previous episodes we've had with space travel hasn't been crews of people.
Because they literally said this is our last night on Earth.
Yes.
So
we have 3 hours till we take off.
I assume they're going up there to stay. I don't know if this...
Which is even stranger. Did they plan on them dying on Mars? Did they bring stuff to build a habitat on Mars?
I don't know. Maybe they...
Did they expect there to be breathable atmosphere on Mars?
That was another weird thing about this episode. But yeah, we'll get into that.
Anyways, our overall thoughts... Without spoiling the ending here.
Overall, acting, good. Music wasn't scary. I didn't hear any, dun, dun, dun.
They tried almost a little bit in the very beginning after when the spaceship was going off. The music got a little high. But nothing like we've had in some of the other episodes where they went crazy.
The visual was not bad, actually. We had different cool little things happening. I liked when the spaceship actually went up and you could see it going through the clouds, the light going through the clouds. That was actually really cool.
Then we had the little spaceship flying in front of the paper.
Yeah. And then somehow crash into Mars, but yeah.
We're not sure how that happened. There was no definitive reason how that happened. The ship was about as big as the planet, and then we were crashing.
It happens. But otherwise, no, visually, great. Acting was actually pretty good.
No issue with the acting. No issue with the music. No real issue with the props. This old stuff. No issue with the aesthetic.
I think this week's episode is mostly plot problems.
Plot.
There's some major plot holes that we need some grapple to fill. Yes,
because this everything is fine. But the plot is very not great. Not great.
It thinned out so badly in some areas that it just ripped.
And then the ending was insanely disappointing.
Yes.
So yeah. I have a lot to complain about this episode, but we're going to do that in the spoiler section because it involves all the plot and involves spoiling the entire episode.
Yeah. I would definitely at least go give this one a shot. It's not a horrible episode to sit through. It's actually pretty decent.
What word did you try to say? It's not horrible episode to sit through. What?
There's no English.
Tongue slipped into a foreign language at one point. He's a Russian spy. Watch out.
It happens, okay? I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Occasionally... the world shifts into spider webs, and my true self is revealed.
And that's what this episode needed.
And I can't help that. But
that was quite interesting.
The one day you're watching a playback, and it just flickers a bit, and you just see a spider sitting next to you.
Well,
would we still film after that?
Again, that's what this episode needed. The plot is just not good in this episode, unfortunately. The premise is good, and they could have made it better, but the plot is just not good.
Now I'm just wondering, if that happened, and the next time we go to film, I knock on your door, are you letting me inside the house?
If it turns out you're actually a spider, yeah, with a can of Raid. Die, demon!
But you wanted to know the truth.
Yes, and I will kill the truth. It will die.
Okay,
I don't know
guys.
if the raid's real or not. I don't know if I'm in a fictional world or not, but... Anyways.
What are we rating this?
After much debate, but after too much, I have too many complaints to possibly give it 3, unfortunately. Because it's not a bad episode.
No.
It's fairly enjoyable, but the plot just is not good. And the more I sit and think about it, the more I dislike it. So we're going to give it a 2.
Cubies.
After the spoiler section, I'm going to knock another one off and give it a 1. But for now,
No.
a 2.
It is a 2. It is not a 1. This is no way. This episode will never be worse than Purple Testament.
That one was boring, but at least the plot made sense for the most part. It made more sense than this one.
It did not.
It made more sense than this one.
It did not.
He didn't try to stop anything, but still made more sense.
No. We'll get into it. We can't.
We're going into spoilers.
We can't argue about
We're
this
going into
until...
spoilers. We're in spoilers.
Just go watch it.
1,
go watch
2,
it.
3. Okay, 2 companion cubes left currently.
Go watch it, check it out, and come back. Let us know what you guys think, because this is definitely one that people are going to have varied opinions on.
Probably a lot of people are going to hate this. I feel like people are going to like this episode.
And that's the thing, is that we didn't hate this episode.
But the more I think about it, it's getting there. It's getting there. It's trying to reach there.
Oh my goodness.
Real hard. We're in spoilers.
No.
We're in spoilers. All right. First plot point that we've already kind of mentioned. Why was it assumed that we could breathe on Mars? Why did we assume that?
I don't know. We don't know how long they've been studying this.
They brought no type of spacesuits to space. There was almost nothing inside this ship that you would think you would use for space exploration.
This is true.
So this is one little big thing. 2, in the end, he was not very concerned about his friend. His friend just dies off. And he's just... I feel bad for you, but peace out.
Literally, the aliens even said, "We'll bury your friend for you." And he's just like, yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Wasn't that concerned?
You were
not
right.
willing to go outside the ship that maybe it would help this guy.
No, he was terrified. He was like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. And then the door opens on its own.
We repeat the name of the episode like 4 times during the episode. We wanted to get through your skull that people are like everywhere.
I think that was... Yes, it was overused, but it was kind of clever because it starts out being a positive, and then by the end of it, it's the exact same sentence.
Yeah,
but, you
but
now
I didn't
know
need
it's a
it
negative.
so many times.
You're just hating now.
Because again, the more I think of the episode, the more I dislike it. Then
Now
we get
you're
to the
picking at
aliens.
things.
Then we get to the aliens.
Yes,
or the
that's the
people
biggest
outside
thing.
the ship who are ever so slightly shorter than he is.
Yes.
I see ever. But he seems like a tall fella. So, but they're all like 5'5", 5'6".
That was the main problem because apparently this
And all wearing dresses.
was...
They were all wearing dresses.
Don't be hating.
Every
Greek.
single one of them. They looked like they were from Greek.
Okay.
They look like
They
no
look like
advanced
they were
civilization
from
Greece. From an ancient Greece. Whatever. From ancient times inside of Greece.
There we go.
Well, they were all wearing dresses. You put the little things on their heads. Like, yeah, okay, where's Caesar?
Either way, that was probably the biggest thing because apparently this was based off a short story, and in the short story, the main factor of the alien race was that they were very, very short compared to regular humans. They were pretty much hobbit size compared to us, and this didn't have it.
No, this was just a bunch of normal people
They're
who
my
happened to be
height.
slightly shorter.
They're my height.
They're taller than you. They're taller than you. Anyway, so yeah, we get the aliens, and they go to the extreme point of we can read your mind and apparently hypnotize you, so you now know our language, so you can speak to us. And then we find out somehow magically they can build houses that replicate humans' houses overnight. We never see their house. We never see anything that ever remotely suggests they're advanced in any way. They're all wearing white dresses.
Yeah.
So no really cool futuristic clothing, no tech at all. no houses. All we see is a barren wasteland. And this one house they erected overnight for him that looks exactly like his place.
Yes.
But yeah, yeah. You know. And then, of course, we knew something bad was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen because they made it very, very, very clear that nothing bad was going to happen to him. He was going to be perfectly safe. No one was going to hurt him.
And then we get the subtle nods and the subtle smiles and the subtle looks of, I really don't want to do this, but I have to because they're making me. Overall, the main problem is that the plot ended with him being the main attraction of a zoo. That they captured him to put him on display. The problem with putting him on display, even with a sign that says Earthling or Earth being or something in his natural habitat, because the alien race looks so much like him, we don't see the awe factor.
They look exactly like him. They are perfectly human in every way.
Either way, we don't get that an awe factor to it. It's not a like they didn't really even go like, oh my goodness, when it revealed anything, because...
And even more so, if they locked him up and this was a thing, could we maybe have seen some other people? Could there have been other things locked up?
It would have been interesting if they would have panned outwards and then had different...
Even that would have been interesting. Almost anything except what they did would have been interesting. Instead, we get a bunch of very normal, average-looking people looking at a very normal, average guy and a very normal, average house that we've seen. This episode needed more.
Yes.
It needed anything more. We needed aliens of some sort. We needed some kind of future tech. We needed anything to make you believe that these were aliens and not they crash landed into the desert and this weird cult took him. Because that's all it really looked like.
And that's the main problem, is because it even said when I was looking up the information behind it about the short story and everything, is that they literally did this just to save makeup on... Or just to save money on makeup and costumes.
They didn't want to
waste the makeup. Exactly.
They didn't want to waste it.
Makeup's expensive, okay?
But this episode needed a bigger budget.
Yes.
It needed something more. Because the awe and shock would have been really cool had we got the final reveal and it actually been any kind of alien race staring at him. It'd been like, okay, now he does look like he would be an attraction because he looks so different. And since you established that they can hypnotize him apparently, instantly, magically, then...
It would have been cool to get that scene where it is revealed that not only have we been lied to this entire time, that they are indeed a different race, but they would be gasping and moving back away from it because he's there, and then he would pretty much be doing the same thing because he's witnessing them for the first time.
Exactly. It would have been a much cooler reveal and made the episode have a lot more pop in the end, where this was we see the same normal people we've seen the whole episode looking at him, but now he's in bars.
Yes. And I understand that that's kind of what they were trying to do with this episode, being that it is people are alike all over. And his friend even went on and on about how if we do find an alien race, it's because they're going to be built from the same formula that we are, and so they're going to be the same. They're gonna have the same souls.
They could have been built exactly the same. Just give them anything different.
Yes.
Anything. They could have been extremely human-like. Give them a colored skin. Give them some pointy ear. Do something.
Yeah.
Give us anything that they would look different. Because, unfortunately, I completely disagree with him because of the arguments we've had multiple times. If the life on Earth is so varied, and we can look all over, and there are some insane things on this planet, creatures, there is no reason to possibly believe any alien life would ever remotely resemble us.
Yes.
Ever.
On that point, though, we do have to realize what year this came out.
I agree. Yeah. I understand. But...
Yes. Nowadays, definitely.
Anything.
Yes.
Anything. I don't care. Anything would have been good. Give me something. It just didn't give us anything, in my opinion. And that's what made the episode bad. There was no there was nothing to make them try to make you believe you were on a foreign planet. I didn't believe I was on Mars. They didn't give me any reason to believe I was on Mars. I was greeted by friendly faces. Friendly human faces.
See, and the biggest problem, though, is that we recently finished reviewing Aquila Rift. So, that's it.
And Aquila Rift has a great ending pop.
Yes.
That makes the episodes like, oh my god.
Yes. So it's like when we consume stuff like that, where it's like you like the episode and then suddenly something happens where you're like, I'm gonna remember that forever. And it's like this one could have had something like that, and they decided to pass on it.
I think just a few minor tweaks to the episode, and it actually could have been a really good episode. Yeah. But it didn't have that. And I will stand by my quote 2 weeks ago and say, old shows are old, and they just don't quite hold up. We've learned a lot in cinema over the last 50, almost 60, it was practically 60 years now, about how to make episodes, how to make things entertaining, what to do.
I still like old stuff. So.
When it's good. And we've had good episodes of Twilight Zone. There's some good stuff.
Yeah.
But not all of it holds up. And I think this is one of those episodes. Unfortunately. Because I wanted some cool reveal. As even were during the episode, I'm like, I'm not really feeling the episode, but if there's something cool at the end, it'll be worth it. And there wasn't. There wasn't.
And to me, on the other hand, I was slightly different. I was actually intrigued by the episode. There was weird quirks and stuff like that, but I wanted to know, like, I was picking up on their gestures to each other, their body language, and I'm like, there's something going on. There is something going on, and I want to know what it is.
But something had to be interesting.
And it wasn't.
And that's the issue of the episode. It's like, you could tell you knew, but it had to be interesting. And they made it as not interesting as they possibly could have. Short of them just throwing them a party at the end. It's a surprise party! That actually probably been more interesting. You never left Earth! We tricked you! Happy birthday!
Simulation. There you go.
I don't know.
Anyways. 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5.
Go check out the episode. Let us know what you guys think.
1 out of 5.
No! How dare you?
1 out of 5.
Actually,
I don't see any companion cubes.
No.
0 out of 5.
It is 2 out of 5. Ignore him. Say
There's
your
I don't see companion cubes. I don't see none.
Say hopes and wishes and prayers for the little guy that just got kicked for no bloody reason.
Hey, he wasn't kicked. My foot never reached up here.
Who knows?
I'm
Who
just
knows?
saying.
You could be a spider. Anyways.
Does that mean my hands are feet now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Because they say spiders have 8 legs, not 8 arms.
You never know.
How?
You want to offend the
spider?
Maybe it has 4 legs and 4 arms. We don't know.
Oh my goodness. Anyways.
The one we saw, they turned sideways and twisted around. They did weird things. I don't know what they were.
I don't know what you are. 2 out of 5. Go check it out. Give us your reactions to us. Let us know if you liked it, what you didn't like about it. Maybe you have a totally different perspective on it. We want to know.
I need to see zeros in the comments. That's all I need. But as always, you can reach me at Stars Untraveled. Reach Amanda at KZ Pup. Reach the show at Beyond Our Focus everywhere, including YouTube and podcast services around the globe.
You forget words there for a minute?
Words are hard. They really are.
Yeah, and of course I got ridiculed earlier for it. So.
You went to a foreign language. Okay?
You forgot what a word was. So.
Yeah?
At least I tried. Noise came out.
Noise did come out indeed. I'll agree. Any final thoughts?
I think we're good.
Zeros all the way. Till next time! Long days and pleasant nights.